Welcome to the Curtain Raiser webinar of LTC 2023. Good morning. Here is the program schedule. There will be a welcome address by Samhita, who is the Director of Informatics, Bangalore. There will be a brief introduction of LTC by CMD of Informatics, Mr. N.V. Satyanarayana. And what we have gathered here for is the lecture by Professor Parthasarathy Mukhopadhyay, who is a professor and head of Department of Library and Information Science, Kalyan University. His topic for today's lecture would be, can the machine perform subject indexing, framework, methods, and evaluation for AI ML applications? Then there will be a question and answer session. And after that, there will be a presentation address by Mr. P.P. Prakash, who is the Director of Library Services in Ashoka University. And in the end, there will be a vote of thanks by Mr. Bibhutina Jha, who is a Senior Associate Librarian for Ashoka University. So this is the brief introduction of today's session. Now, I hand over it to Samhita to take it forward. Thank you so much. I think Mr. Prakash would take over first for this. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Samhita, you can do the welcome address now.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash. Good morning to one and all, and a very happy new year. I'm Samhita, member of the program committee for LTC 2023 and the director at Informatics India Limited, Bangalore. I take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to all the attendees for the 7th edition of the Library Technology Conclave organized by Informatics India Limited in partnership with Ashoka University, Sonipat, Delhi, NCR. I would like to introduce my organization, Informatics India Limited, to our sage audience. Incorporated in 1980, Informatics is an early pioneer in the business of e-information in India. As a pre-internet online information service provider, we have been playing the leadership role in promoting e-information culture across the higher education market of India for more than 4 decades now. With very rich industry experience and a very qualified professional team behind us, we take immense pride in creating and delivering high quality information products and services for the local as well as the global markets. We provide digital library solutions, content products, library technology products, publishing and content management services, distribution of print journals, and cutting edge content products as well as e-learning solutions. We are indeed excited to partner with Ashoka University for LTC 2023. Established in 2014, Ashoka is India's leading private university, focusing on liberal education in humanities, social sciences, and sciences. Ashoka University has raised the profile of Indian scholarship in the international community with awards such as University of the Year, Excellence in Internationalization, and so on. Ashoka has been continuously breaking into the top rankings lists such as the Education World, Research Papers in Economics, QS World University Rankings, so on and so forth. Ashoka University is a classic example of collective philanthropy with close to 200 donors from all walks of society. This year, as you know, has started out with AI-based applications causing disruptions in the way that we consume as well as interpret information, and its impact has been ubiquitous. The data deluge that we have all been experiencing in the scholarly world has only accelerated the movement of AI into the domain of library provided applications. The library too has not been spared by the AI juggernaut, and its impact has resulted in interesting interpretations of huge information corpus that the libraries hold. Thus, it is only befitting that in the year of revolutionary AI discoveries, we all are coming together to evaluate the evolving library ecosystem in the AI ML learning landscape. It is thus my privilege to introduce the Program Chair for LTC 2023, Professor Parthasarthi Mukhopadhyay from Kalyani University, West Bengal, who will be delivering today's curtain raiser lecture. Professor Mukhopadhyay has more than 20 years of experience in the academia. Currently, he is engaged in teaching as well as research in the area of library and information sciences in the LIS department of Kalyani University. He has been the recipient of Best Young LIS Teacher Award. He is an open source enthusiast and worked as a developer and promoter of many open source projects. He has, to his credit, more than 100 papers in journals and conference volumes and is the author of 5 books. His recent book on interoperability and retrieval has been published by UNESCO Paris. In 2006, he developed Vidya Online as an e-learning portal for Vidyasagar University. Presently, he is running 3 courses in Swayam platform. Professor Mukhopadhyay participated in a National Digital Library project hosted by IIT Kharagpur as a metadata consultant. He is presently a member of the advisory committee for the National Virtual Library project of the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. We extend a warm welcome to you, Professor, and we are eager to listen to your discourse today. It is also my honor to introduce the organizing chair for LTC 2023, Mr. B.P. Prakash, Director, Library Services at the Ashoka University. Mr. Prakash has been the Global Library Head and Senior General Manager at TCS. He led the TCS Library to win many awards such as Center for Excellence Award and the Best Technology Enabled Library Award. He is a gold medalist in Library and Information Science from the University of Mysore and is a recipient of the ManLibNet Best Librarian Award in 2012. He also served as the president of the Asian chapter of SLA and is on the editorial board of the Journal of Library Management. Currently, he is on the Board of Studies of the Department of LIS QSAT Kochi. Being an active member of the Library and Information Science fraternity, he is a life member of SLA and many prestigious Indian LIS associations. We extend a very warm welcome to you, sir, and request you to kindly preside over the meeting and conduct the proceedings. Over to you, Mr. Prakash.
Thank you, Samita. That was a very kind introduction. Good morning and welcome to all the participants of this today's webinar. And it's a very warm welcome from all of us from the organizing committee. And we also have a very good lecture going ahead. And the seminar about this, I think I'll ask Mr. Satyanarayana. He will talk about the LTC. So let him not take his share. So I'll call upon Satya, whom we call very fondly, to give a brief on the LTC as well as LTC 23 in particular. Over to Satya.
Hello friends, good morning. Welcome you all to today's program, the LTC 2023 Curtain Riser webinar. The new year has just begun with severe winter, I believe, in the north and fairly warm winter in the south. And thank you all for joining us. And I will my New Year's greetings to all of you for a happy, healthy and safe New Year. LTC 2023 is now into its 7th year with all your support so long. And I must begin with thanking our host partner, Ashoka University, for joining us in this 7th year's journey in organizing LTC 2023. You are all aware, many of you who have attended in the past, the purpose behind Library Technology Conclave. I strongly believe that libraries will continue to transform with emerging technologies faster and faster. In fact, I would even say that the libraries has been rather a product of technology, because library as we see today, which flourished and expanded in thousands and millions in numbers as part of democratic institution today in the whole world, it started because of one major technological revolution in the world, that is print. And that continues to multiply like anything with internet emerging. So library is in effect a product evolving as a product of technology all the time. So which would mean for us, the librarians particularly, continuously getting updated with technology and becoming part of the technology is an imperative. And this is one of the reasons why we created the Library Technology Conclave as a special focused conclave on developments in technology that's of relevance to libraries, so that we all can take early advantage of learning and implementing these technologies in our workplaces. The theme for the Library Technology 2023 we chose, as all of you know, is about the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We titled the theme as Evolving Library Ecosystem in the AI/ML Landscape. And we have today Professor Pasarthi, who is our program chair, delivering the lecture on introductory lecture on AI/ML, who does specialize in this area in LIS, among the LIS fraternity in India. I do not want to talk much about the subject. AI is certainly a technology which has a very deep transformative capabilities, and its power can be put to the service of both public welfare and innovation vastly. I may mention here the IFLA statement, which came out about 2 years ago, I think, which all of you would love to read that statement online. What it says in one simple sentence is, with necessary preparations and regard for ethical concerns and current limitations, library can responsibly use AI technologies to advance their social mission. And all major institutions in the world, beginning with Library of Congress, have already started working in this direction. The applications of AI, ML, machine learning is, I would say, vast in our field. I would say no area will be left untouched by machine learning, particularly for managing content and information. Some of those if I can mention quickly, is OCR, text recognition, particularly in manuscript, is already significantly evolved to a very high level of accuracy. So much so, the what you call the digital humanities has evolved, is evolving, particularly in the area of digitizing manuscripts to make them live, and also the museums. So search and discovery is an area which is significantly going to be transformed. It's already on the way. And today we still continue to use most of us Boolean searches. Certainly, it's going to evolve to what we call semantic search, which is already around, which is being improved significantly with AI/ML applications. And we are soon going to be there in cognitive search. And this is one area which is very close to librarianship, which will impact the users very significantly to achieve higher level of satisfaction. A reference service is one area you are all familiar with. I don't have to tell you much about it. And we already hear about this chart, chart bots and whatnot. Another area could be coming out with more improved plagiarism detection, etc. So AI/ML is certainly going to significantly impact, and it's something, if we don't get in, perhaps we'll be left behind. Friends, LTC 2023 will also have, like in the past, several programs with lots of takeaways, very enriching and rewarding programs. As in the past, we are going to have 2 workshops, 3 thematic sessions, and 1 panel discussion. And we have made a major change in the format this year for a greater participation by the LIS community. We have introduced what we call, for the first time, experiential sessions. This is something we'll continue in the coming years because this is very relevant for LTC by its very theme and focus itself. In the experiential session, the authors are invited to present their proposals on any specific technology tool they are working on and implemented, which they can present. And this year we had received about 60 proposals, out of which about 18 to 20 have been already selected. 18, I believe, are selected out of 60. And this will be held in some 6 parallel sessions. And this is something going to be very participative for all of you, which is similar to what we call contributed session by the authors. Of course, we'll have annual lecture on informatics and 2 prestigious awards also. The Outstanding Researchers Award, which will be presented during this conclave. And something I'm very happy to share with all of you is well ahead of time, we have completed the program schedule. Please visit the site where all the programs, minute-to-minute programs, are already completely confirmed with 2 workshops, as I said, and with keynote speakers, each session having 3 speakers, 1 keynote and 2 additional speakers, and with the inaugural session being delivered by Dr. Mia Rich from British Library, and another guest of honor from Stanford University, Miss Catherine Nicholson, etc. So friends, with this, I'm very happy to say that LTC 2023 is well ahead of time. And I would like to invite all of you to join us at the session, spread the message across, and join in larger numbers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Satyanarayana. I know you wanted to brief more about the program. I invite all the participants of this webinar to go to ltc2023.org website and look into the schedule where you will get all the details. Now it's time to call upon the speaker of this day, Professor Parthasarathi Mukhopadhyay from Kalyan University. He has been already introduced. Partho, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, President Sir, for this session. Satta Sir, the conclave chair of this LTC 2023. And I hope that I am audible to all of you, loud and clear. Okay, fine. So you already know the theme of this LTC 2023. Possibly this is the first time in India, a particular organization or agency is actually exploring the possible areas of application of AI/ML in the library world, in the bibliographic domain. So you all know what is artificial intelligence. It is basically the simulation of human intelligence inside the machine, and more particularly inside the computer system. I'm not going into technical details in this presentation. And actually, two synonymous term we often heard in the domain of this artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a method to develop a model for data analysis to feed the computer system so that it can act like a human, not as a human, but like a human. So if we go through this, relationship between artificial intelligence and machine learning, most of the cases, the commercial domain is very comfortable with the term artificial intelligence or AI, but the academic domain is comfortable with the term machine learning or machine intelligence. And altogether, we call them through a joint phrase, AI/ML, and that actually reflected in the title of this LTC 2023. One particular thing, as library professionals, we are hierarchical people. Our training starts with classification. So always we try to relate things hierarchically. That is, in our DNA of librarians. So here also I tried to explore the things how machine learning and artificial intelligence is related with each other, and found in many literature, machine learning is basically a subset of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a huge domain. Machine learning, possibly the most visible subset of the intelligence domain, and it's basically a hierarchy. You can say artificial intelligence is the BT, and machine learning is the NT. So how does it work? As I said, that it's basically omnipresent nowadays in every walks of human life. So always people starts with a model that how to feed computer a set of predefined data, how to train them with a training data set, and finally, after this machine learning process is over, artificial intelligence part is basically reproducing that model in case of an unknown situation. And then by combining these two, we apply in different domains. Say domain of public transport, domain of social media, and different other things. And similarly in our domain too. Now, our $1,000,000 question, because the whole LTC, the objective and purpose is to explore this particular question, how and to what extent machine learning is going to affect us in future. Because nowadays you see everywhere there is machine learning, there is artificial intelligence. So when you are typing a particular text in your mobile to send WhatsApp message or SMS, then also AI is working. It is basically predicting the next word what you are going to type. So AI is everywhere nowadays. And our basic purpose of this LTC 2023 to get an idea that what is coming, what we are going to face, and so on. So in this guiding material, as it is a preliminary, curtain raiser program, I would like to request all of you to go through this YouTube video created by Linda Gordon, a librarian, to indicate or to predict rather the possible application of AI and machine learning in case of library world, how to improve the existing service, how to introduce the new kind of services on the basis of AI in the form of recommender system, in the form of search system, as actually already discussed by Satta sir, and different kind of quality of services, citation data, bibliographic data, everywhere she predicted a set of things, and this particular video is available in YouTube. You can go through it by searching Linda Gordon. There is a beautiful paper written by a LIS faculty in UK, Andrew Cox, and this particular paper is available in open access domain, that how artificial intelligence might change academic library work. You can go through this particular paper, and here in this table you can see he actually predicted that machine learning is going to affect the recommender system, the search system, the technical processing work of libraries, particularly in academic libraries, in a great extent in future. So this paper is worth reading. You can have an idea. Now, we always look at what giants of the fields are doing. In our case, in the LIS domain, there are a few leading organizations you all know. So I went through the entire website of all of these leading agencies, starting from the CD. And with my utter surprise, I found that each of these leading organizations came up with their view of machine learning, how it is going to affect our library system in future. Possibly I lost connection for a second. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So as I said that I collected these reports from all of these leading organizations which are published during the period from 2019 to 2022. OCLC came up with a very good report called Responsible AI for Libraries. Then CILIP came with a research report, the impact, the possible impact of AI in machine learning. A Library of Congress came up with a report written by an English professor, and the whole report. These are all of this report I am mentioning here are available in freely full text. You can go and download and can read. And this Ryan Cordell written this beautiful report available in full text from Library of Congress site. IFLA came up with a statement of artificial intelligence. They formed a special interest group on AI and came up with a set of reports with the IFLA statement of artificial intelligence. All of these reports and statements are available free of cost, fully and full free text. ALA came up with a very good book edited by Jason Jeffrey, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning in Libraries. Unfortunately, this book is not available in any open access path, but the moment I will find something, I will be sharing with all of you. ACARL came up with another very good publication, The Rise of AI in Academic Libraries. And this particular book you can download, free of cost in full text. But the book that really touched upon my heart is written by Kate Crawford, and it is available, for downloading fully. And this particular, book actually emphasized neglected issue in AI. That means what is the planetary cost of AI? Most of the cases when we are running AI server, we are running neural network models, those are very resource hungry, energy wise, human labor wise, and many other planetary resources we are spending on it. So whether it is worth of it or not, she actually thrown some light. And this particular book, one reviewer actually equated with the Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. So you can see the impact of this particular book published by Yale University Press, and you can download it and you can read it. It actually given some different kind of light on it, through this book, Atlas of AI. One of our fellow librarian created an extremely good bibliography through Jotero. You can go to Jotero. This is the site address I have given, and a beautiful bibliography. He has prepared all of the documents, all of the papers, report, etc., related with the AI application in the domain of libraries. And this particular list created by Congress, who is a librarian in a South African university. Now, if we come to our library, this is the all global scenario of what is happening. If we come to libraries of our country in AIML in India, there are some interesting fact that I can share with all of you. Recently, in December 2022, UNESCO came up with a beautiful report of the effect of artificial intelligence in education. This report again available free of cost fully. You can download, you can read. And according to this report and some of the services available from OECD.ai, there is a beautiful data and statistics services from OECD.ai. And from that particular site, I collected a few data related to our country. And you see how the venture capital investment in India is actually increasing exponentially in the domain of AI. Most of the venture capital in India in AI going to media and social platform, but a certain percentage of this venture capitalism is coming to the education sector as well. So this is the way how the rest of the world is viewing the potential of India in the domain of AI/ML. If we go to the different kind of search query from India, that how people are, what are the terms people are using to search different facets of AI/ML, particularly from the country of India. And here you can see most of the cases when I select the term, domain is machine learning, country is India. So these are the terms basically they are using to search different kind of sources and data set you can have from OECD.ai. It's a very good statistical data source for AI/ML. Now, another interesting thing is that most of our institutes of national importance are coming in a big way to address the emergence of AI/ML. Most of these cases, they found special divisions, special schools. For example, IIT Delhi came up with the ERT School of Artificial Intelligence. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, is an old player in the domain of AI/ML, and they formed the Artificial Intelligence group. Vellore Institute of Technology came up with a special school and center on AI/ML and so on. So, national institutes of national importance are responding in a big way to address different kind of issues related with AI/ML. If you go by the, this publication wise, so who are the top institutes that published on AI? As I said, IISc is an old player, and you can see that most of the cases from 80s to 2020, IISc, this deep blue line, is actually publishing steadily. But recently, VIT University actually they are publishing in the domain of AI/ML, and their publication actually increased in exponentially, exorbitantly. And amongst from this eastern part of the country, Jadavpur University is making a good number of publications in AI/ML. So these are the top 10, 15 institutions in the publication wise from India. Again, data I have collected from OECD. Another interesting fact in the publication, scenario is that we are leading the world, that each of the publication where at least one female author is there. So if we go by the male female ratio in the publication of AI/ML, India is leading the country and leading the world, and this is a very good sign, in fact, for the future of AI/ML. That our, at least one female author from India. If we go by that particular criteria, we have highest number of publication in the world, even higher than the US. Now, we calculated or actually gathered data that what are the top 50 AI startup in India. And amazingly, you will be happy to know that within this top 50 AI startup in US, 14 actually founders are Indians. So top 50 AI startup, 14 belong to some Indian, and Israel and UK followed the list. So this is the data we have collected from CEST, and everywhere I have given the source. I'll be sharing this slide with all of you. Now, if we are getting a picture or broad scenario in the country itself, what are the generic applications that actually attracted the attention of general mass in the AI/ML? For example, you see, internet was there from 1969. But it came inside the public domain in 1995, and people took interest, and you see the growth of internet. It is increasing 200% per annum under the sun. Similarly, when you want to make AI/ML popular from beyond your laboratory, beyond your computer lab, then general mass need to take some kind of interest, and that is presently happening. So presently, OpenAI came up with a very interesting tools that are attracting attention from mass everywhere in the world, including India. So they created an artificial intelligence program which they call DALI. You all know the name of Salvador Dali, a surrealist painter of Spanish painter from Spain. So in the memory of Salvador Dali, who is a very famous for this painting, what I have given here.
Yeah.
So they prepare a particular artificial intelligence software called DALI and opened in the public domain. What you can do with DALI, you can describe a particular scenario and it can draw a picture for you. You can check by yourself. You can go to this particular address labs.openai.com. You describe a particular scenario and it can draw. And some of the art created by DALI I have given here, and I also explored this one. I told Delhi that create a library reading room, design a library reading room with a picture of S.R. Ranganathan in the wall. So it created this beautiful picture. And again, I instructed that can you draw some kind of color on it? And I instructed what color it should be, what should be the color combination, and it can draw a particular picture, a particular landscape of a library reading room, small library reading room with a picture of S.R. Ranganathan in the wall. So it's very intelligent actually. If you describe the particular scenario properly, it can exactly draw what you want. So that is a great leap forward, and people started taking interest with this kind of thing. And this Delhi is also based on the language model called GPT-3. So on the basis of GPT 3.5, what is the latest development of OpenAI? They created a service called ChatGPT, where you can describe a particular scenario, you can ask something, and then it can give you a textual solution. So for example, I can say make a tabular difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning. So it can draw a table, it can differentiate things, and you can explore this chat GPT from chat.openai.com. So all of this actually based on the language model, this DALI or ChatGPT, and most of the cases, as I told you, when you are using your mobile phone, when you are writing an email, you are utilizing definitely a piece of artificial intelligence. For example, Google AI came with a language model called BART. Then Alan NLP came with Elmo, but OpenAI actually won the battle with GPT-2, and then subsequently they prepared GPT-3 model and GPT 3.5 model, on the top of which your chat GPT is based on. So this I actually mean for. When you are typing something in your mobile keypad, it can predict what. It's nothing but AI. It is predicting the next possible word you are going to type. When you are typing your mail in Gmail, the moment I give a context of this particular mail, it can predict the next line. And you all are experiencing things. These are nothing but AI. And similar case we can do with our word processor. I can write something and it can predict the next line on the basis of this one. But this kind of experiment actually, presently is very mature through this model called GPT-3. Previously, all was based on GPT-2. It was a high 1.5 billion parameters were considered. In compare with GPT-2, GPT-3 is a dinosaur. It actually taken into consideration of 175 billion parameter, and it can write different kind of poem, different essays, different kind of real-time chat services, and different kind of question answering. All of this you can try with chat GPT. Just create a login password and it will allow you. It is available in the public domain. So with all of this development, public started, general people started taking interest in AI, and that's a very good sign. And now we will be moving to our core domain. As already discussed by and indicated by Satta sir, that search will be changing like anything. And this GPT-3 model is changing the entire retrieval process. Recently, you all know the name of Aaron Trey, who is famous for his musing for librarianship. He recently compared all of these new generation AI-enabled search systems side by side. And I personally explored the working of all of these search engine like Elicit, Site, Skyscape, etc. And for me, Elicit is actually a remarkable progress over the current, keyword-based search system. So there, in case of Elicit, you can explore yourself. It's based on a model called GPT-3 language model. There I can ask a question like something like that. That what is the research question for my topic of research? I can directly ask that particular question. It can predict a set of articles. Then I can select, okay, you have retrieved 10 articles. These 3 and 4 are most relevant for me. So on the basis of these 3 and 4, you research this one. So in that case, it will prepare a total on the basis of the training you have given this particular search engine. It will gather and collect all kind of related articles for you, and will prepare a base for your literature review. This is the best kind of tool for the literature review. If we professionals, library professional, get ourselves trained with this kind of system, then you just can imagine how much we can help our user, our scholars, our faculty members, our patrons, if we can master this kind of tool. These are very good research assistants. These are very good writing assistant. So you better explore this particular search engine called Elicit. Now I'm coming to this particular domain, which the title given, because we discussed that this talk should be a generic, something generic in nature. So I started with the very basic things of AI/ML, and intentionally I'm avoiding the technical, any kind of technical description. But now you can see the core part of this particular curtain raiser lecture is that semi-automated subject system. Subject system cannot be fully automated because it's a very complex system. If you give the same vocabulary like Library of Congress subject heading list, you give the same book to 2 different librarians, they will come up with 2 different sets of subject descriptor from the same vocabulary for the same document. So it's a very hard and complex problem. That's why we call that semi-automated system. On the basis of your training, on the basis of your data, computer will predict a set of subject heading list or subject descriptor or keywords, and this is the finally it should be approved by the librarian, by a human. So that is the human in the loop. So who are worrying that AI/ML will come, when it will come, it will snatch job from LIS professional? It's actually not so. We will always require a human in the loop, an expert in the loop, to check the prediction of different kind of activities, different kind of predictions of AI/ML based system. So we attempted this one with an framework called ANIF. ANIF is developed by National Library of Finland. It is based on different kind of backend algorithm and language model. It is prepared by a group of librarians headed by a computer scientist, Osma Sumien, and it is available as open source. Particularly in AI/ML domain, availability of open source software is very rare, but we are fortunate enough in the library domain that we have ANIF. It is prepared by the National Library of Finland. You can download and you can install, you can configure. And we attempted to configure, to explore this particular framework with a lot of vocabulary devices like Library of Congress subject heading list, UTC, Maze, AgroVoc, and different kind of training data, short corpus, short vector corpus, or SVC we call, with title, abstract or summary, or with the full text data. So it is working very nice for all of this. Now let me explain the methodology, how it can work. So it's a 3-layer architecture. First, we need to prepare our target vocabulary. For example, I have given here Library of Congress subject heading list. And again, we are fortunate enough in the domain of library, most of our subject control devices like subject heading list, thesaurus are now available as a linked open data. So that data set we can directly feed inside the framework. Then we can train this particular records, framework with a set of data prepared, indexed by the librarian. So we downloaded almost 6 lakhs of MARC records from different libraries. We prepared the training data set with the title of the book, with the abstract and the human assigned indexing term. Then after the training process is over, I can use ANIF to predict subject descriptor for the unknown document for which it has not got any kind of training. And then after the test is successful, we can apply different kind of backend algorithm like TF-IDF, Omikuzi, neural network, and so on. I will be showing you a comparative study of all of these applications, what we have done. And then after this process is completed, we can access Anik through command line, through web interface, or through REST API for large scale, subject prediction. Here you can see in the entire framework we have designed in this way. Layer 1 is the vocabulary. We collected vocabulary from Library of Congress subject heading. We cross-checked a different kind of anomalies. Library of Congress also includes some kind of. Sorry
Partho?
again. So here you can see that layer 1, we have utilized this one as a vocabulary. We actually fed the system with the LCSH. Then we actually utilized or created the framework by using Anif in the Python virtual environment. The entire thing is available from GitHub. Then we trained this particular model with a backend algorithm. We attempted with TF-ITF like as the backend model initially. And this is the training data set, how it does look like. So this is the text corpora where you are giving the title of the book and summary of the book, and then how humans actually indexed it. As Library of Congress subject heading is a linked data for each and every descriptor or keyword, there is an URI, because a particular term represents a concept. Concept is permanent, term is not. So permanently a concept is represented through this URI, Uniform Resource Identifier. So in this format, we prepared a training data set of 6 lakhs of record. And then finally, we can throw this particular, unknown document. So this is the title of the book, and this one, we can select that Anip, you please suggest from LCSH TF-ITF model. So it can predict that this is the text corpora you have given, and this is the possible subject heading, and these are the accuracy level from 0 to 1 point scale. This is the accuracy level, and this is the top 5 or top 6. You can predict from it, or you can take from it that this is the prediction, and from this prediction, these 3-4 are very good for me. So in this way, you can go for it. And this is not one by one. You can go for a large scale implementation also. As Anik provides a REST API interaction, we can prepare a document set with all text corpus. Then a small Python script can fetch data, and after reading this one, Anik can predict a different kind of subject heading. So it's a very speedy one, as you know, machine. So we tested with almost 1,000 records, and 1,000 records indexing took only some time, and we calculated it can index to 10 records per second. Amazingly, 10 records per second it can increase, it can index, and then we can extract this one from here. There are a lot of backend algorithms available, but our experiment shows that neural network ensemble is possibly working as the best, because it's a combination of different backend algorithms, just like an orchestra. Ensemble term came from the music world, and we are gathering all of these backend algorithms together, and one lacuna or weakness of one algorithm can be taken care by another algorithm. So finally, we compare that which particular backend algorithm is working, extremely well for us. And you all know the concept of recall and precision. But recall and precision is a backdated idea nowadays in case of retrieval. So people are talking about F1 at 5 and NDCG, normalized discounted cumulative gain. So normally in case of AIML, we measure the efficiency of a particular system through these two indicator position. And here you see in Omiguji and Ensemble reached almost 70% of the accuracy, whereas TF-ITF model could achieve only 45% of accuracy. And anything is achieving more than 50% is really good, because as I already told you, that subject indexing is a very hard problem. Even no two librarians are agreed with the same set of keywords. So that's all for my side, and thank you very much. I'm extremely sorry that it got some kind of disturbance because of this network problem. Thank you very much. Over to you, Prakash.
Yeah, thank you, Partho. That was very good, very insightful. Even though despite those two interruptions, I think you still managed to carry forward. Okay, so that also speaks of the network you people have on that side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But coming back to the question and all that, It was a very good presentation, and I'm sure many of us have got introduced to this new subject in terms of its analysis and internal computation. Otherwise, all of us have been using this. Uh, we have about 10 minutes time. I request Devendra to open the chat box so that we can take some 3-4 questions depending on the time, and the questions can be brief.
I can see a few questions. So, how far we are to implement this AI ML in libraries?
Yeah,
From Praveen
Praveen
Vaidya.
Vaidya. Yeah.
Yeah, Praveen, I can remember you from our library carpentry workshop. Yeah, it's a very good question that where we are moving and to what extent it will be possible in future to apply AI/ML. You have already seen the demonstration part that what is possible, how we can predict class number, how we can predict automated subject descriptor through from this framework. So I think future is really, really bright in case of AI/ML, and it is not existential threat as some of the professionals think that AI/ML may snatch our job. It's not like that. It will be your another intelligent assistant in different kind of technical processing, different kind of service settlement, introducing different kind of new services. So I am hopeful actually. Then the next question, how AI can be used in college library? There is nothing like AI for college library, AI for public library, that kind of thing. But suppose you think that you just imagine. So suppose this any framework, if we can integrate inside Koha, as I proposed this particular thought in our Bangalore meeting to Satta sir, that if we programmatically can link Koha and Displace with this ANI framework, the moment you are uploading your PDF file, the moment you are entering the title of the journal paper or abstract of this particular paper, it can predict the subject heading in DC.subject. Similarly, in case of ILS, you are typing the 245 mark field, the title, then summary note in 520. The moment you enter in 650, it can automatically predict the possible subject heading at the from the ANIP background, and you can pick up as a librarian what should be the most suitable. So that kind of situation is quite possible in future. Then the next question is
So you can
that
take Professor Ramesh. Okay,
yeah,
he is asking what is the
you
role
just
of
select.
robotic technology in
What is
libraries?
the role of robotic technology? Yeah, I don't know much details about it, but I can remember one of my visit in Singapore library. One library director from India, he is from Tamil Nadu, MBA degree holder. He introduced robots in Singapore Public Library for stock stack rectification, and each robot cost only 75,000. So all kind of stack rectification, RFID based misplacement of the book, we can in future it may be employed in stack management and those kind of low kind of job through robots, and it is happening in Singapore presently.
Yeah.
So what may
So
be the
next
next
question:
question for us?
how can we effectively use Quillbot?
Uh,
Quillbot
could
AI
you
interface. Question one, Mr. Madhegoda KR is asking.
Quillbot is a grammar checking paraphrasing software. It is utilizing AI to some extent for paraphrasing and rewriting the text. You can give a particular text, it can rewrite it by keeping the meaning same. It is certain kind of AI, of course, but it's very limited. It is actually used, people use for paraphrasing and rewriting of the text. Low level usage.
Partho,
But it's
next question.
yeah.
How can the computer vision introduced in libraries and social science research? This from Dr.
Yeah,
Ravi Kumar Das.
yeah, it's a very good question actually. I am also, because you see, I don't claim myself as an expert in the domain. I started working this AI/ML, data carpentry, etc. during this pandemic situation. We got some time, everybody. I utilized that one to learn this new thing. So I am not an expert in the domain of computer vision, but literature-wise, I can tell you, Anup, that this is coming in a big way, particularly data visualization, computer vision. real-time visual input. These are coming in a big way, but how we are going to use those things in libraries, that simply, time will tell. At present, I cannot, advise you much in this respect. I need to read a lot on this one.
The next question is from Shamprasad Pujar.
Yeah.
What would be the implications of Chat GPT for scholarly communication and how to identify it?
Pujarji, very good morning to all to you. And it's a really nice question. Chat GPT will maybe considered as a disruptive technology. So suppose when we are writing a mail and a machine is predicting the next sentence, I am taking that particular suggestion, then we do not call that it is AI writing. But people all on a certain realize that chat gpt can be very good in producing coherent text, and that particular text to some extent we can utilize in academic writing. Then question comes that are our plagiarism detection tools ready to check whether it is machine generated text or human produced text? Yes, OpenAI alongside with the Chat GPT came up with a very good, machine generated text detector that is called GPT-2 detector, and you can also install a browser extension of this GPT-2 detector that is called GPT True or False. In Firefox or Google Chrome, these two extensions are available. You can select a particular text to check whether it is human written or a machine generated text, and it is working very nice. I personally explored it. And lot of the plagiarism checking software are also trying to inbuild this AI detection tool. For example, Authenticate came up with a very good set of program called EMA, EMA, and these are going to happen. AI detection will be there. Of course, it will be there.
Thank you. The possibly the one more question you can take for the want of time. There is Mr. A. Reddy asking, this is subject regarding subject keyword assignments.
Yeah.
Is there any product available for librarians that they can operate from the front end, which can be integrated with LMS?
Yes, actually, it's again a very realistic question. That was actually my proposal to informatics. That as because you see, AI is a costly investment. You need to prepare a cloud kind of service. You need to train that particular system. Then, if we prepare centrally for the entire country an automated subject indexing predictor, and that particular thing is actually REST API enabled, so any number of ILS, any number of digital library software, we can integrate that. In fact, it's a very good suggestion from AR Reddy, and it matches with my views also. In future, it is not possible for a single library to go and experiment with AI in a large scale. This kind of small prototype, what I have demonstrated before you, this is possible, and that also required very high-end laptop. I am using a laptop with 32 GB RAM and i7 processor. A normal laptop cannot do that. So in reality, it will take a lot of what to say. Lot of resources in developing the infrastructure, and we can provide this kind of service to the libraries either from a project by the government or by a publishing company and IT company like informatics. That's a very good opportunity, future opportunity.
Yeah, I think we'll have to stop. I'm sorry for others who asked questions. Definitely, we'll forward that to Professor Partho, and he will also answer. And more interestingly, I think you people should also participate in the seminar so that you'll have more time to talk to Professor Partho. Okay. So with that, let us close this, Professor. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was very insightful and very influential, and also the way you introduced the concept to AI and ML, even though all of us are using, we did not know much. So thanks once again for all the preparations and all the insights you gave in.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. I just want to again thank all the participants. You're all participate in a very large number. That's a very interesting and very encouraging. And as Satya was earlier telling, we are trying to put up a very good show, both in terms of content, in terms of the organization, and in terms of the place and the faculty. I mean to say the invited talks and all that. while the invited talks are concentrating mainly on AI and ML, like one Partho gave, the experience sessions will talk about a lot of best practices, lot of experiences from our fellow librarians. So that will be very interesting and useful with what you can take back. So in that sense, it's a combination of both theory to begin with, and then how do you apply it in library, or how your other neighboring librarians have used it. So in that sense, it will be very useful. When you go back, you will have a lot of learning. We also have two awards announced. Please go through the website and apply. One is for the researcher award for an individual, and for another is an innovation award for the libraries. So I encourage all of you to apply for these two awards. They're very good, very prominent, very well recognized. And coming to the workshops, also two workshops are being planned. So those who are, it's a 3-day workshop. Day one will have two workshops followed by the inaugural session. Day two will have three thematic sessions. That is where we invite the experts from AI and ML applications, and also followed by experiential sessions, which will be given by the librarians. Then we'll also have panel discussion on day three, on an interesting subject, which you can see. Will AI and ML become omnipresent in libraries? Are we ready? That's the question. So that's what they're asking. So it's basically a mix of all good things to coming together. It's a nice package for any participant to enjoy and benefit from. So those who have not been able to register yet, please register. The dates are 15th January is the last date for getting the early bird offer. So at this point, I just check with Satya. You want to add anything here before I request Vibhuti to propose vote of thanks?
Nothing in particular, except that I want to give a message that we look forward to all the people who participated in today's program also to be with us on 15 February at the conclave also in Ashoka University. And I must say that Ashoka University itself is a great university. It's far better than any American university you would see. That itself will be a great experience, besides the library itself being another new experience for you there. And I look forward to see all of you there at LTC 2023 in Ashoka University. Thank you all for joining us today, and we are pretty encouraged by your participation.
Yeah, just to add that, the Ashoka has come up with one of the most modern and progressive library. Like Satya said, you'll have a very good learning when you come here. Other than the seminar by itself, there is a lot of interactions which happen, and also your visit to the campus will be good. And we are also trying to put up a very good, a very comfortable stay and all that. Everything is being arranged, and even the weather is very fine. Right now, I know Delhi is making news for wrong reasons, but mid-Feb it will be the best of the weather. So you'll have the part of winter and part of summer. So it will be very convenient, comfortable time. So we'll try to make your stay and the learning as easy and as comfortable as possible. So please do consider and register now. I now call upon my colleague, Mr. Vibhuti Jha, to give proposed vote of thanks, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir, and thank you all. I am Vibhuti Jha, Senior Associate Librarian associated with HDFC Library, Ashoka University. I hope I am audible, sir.
Yes, Vibhuti, please continue.
Thank you, sir. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. First of all, I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their benign presence. We are especially thankful to Mr. M.V. Satyanarayana, CMD Informatics, Professor Parthasarthi Mukhopadhyay, the Program Chair, and Mr. B.P. Prakash, the Organizing Chair of the conference, for their deliberations and to brief us on the theme of the conference, as well as to let us know that how well we are prepared to welcome you all at the LTC 2023 scheduled in the forthcoming month. We are equally thankful to all the team members from program committee and organizing committee and others who make it possible to attend this curtain raiser webinar. The team from HDFC Library, Ashoka University, and Informatics deserve special thanks on this occasion. We are looking forward to cater you all at the Ashoka University from 15th to 16th February, which is very soon now. Thank you all. Thanks once again.
Thanks, Vibhuti. So we close the meeting. Thank you all again.